Last month, we also saw some pretty distressing pictures from the Kabul International Airport. Afghans hanging on to a US military jet. Mothers, in fact, handing over their babies in a bid to try and see if they could get a better life. Hundreds of people were trying to board airplanes that were making their exit from Afghanistan with just one suitcase. The Afghan troop pullout was a complete disaster on the part of the Americans, and we've also witnessed this disaster unfold live in front of our eyes. So for the botched pullout like this, you'd expect that there would be serious repercussions. But believe it or not, there have been very few repercussions that have taken place, except in a few countries like, for instance, the Netherlands, where it was the foreign minister who first resigned over the debacle, and now another minister has resigned, and it is the country's defense minister, Anke Bijleveld. Now, the parliament believes that both ministers are responsible, firstly, for the government's slow response to the Taliban's takeover, and secondly, for failing to prepare a safe passage for hundreds of Afghans, allies who could have in fact been eligible for asylum in the Netherlands.
Ik constateer echter dat mijn aanblijven onderwerp van discussie is geworden. Daardoor kan ik niet meer op een goede manier de verantwoordelijkheid dragen voor mijn mensen. Mensen die hun werk met passie doen in dienst van de samenleving. En ik wil niet dat ik hun belangrijke werk in de weg sta. Ik heb mijn partijleider en de minister-president laten weten dat ik daarom zijn majesteit de koning zal vragen mij ontslag te verlenen.
Now, the resignations are about accountability, about people owning up to their failures that led to this botched and humiliating pullout on the part of the Americans and the NATO allies. The United Kingdom has, however, taken a different sort of an approach to it. They're describing it as a shuffling of the cabinet. Foreign Minister Dominic Raab has in fact been demoted. He's been downgraded to the job of Justice Secretary. A demotion for being on holiday when the Taliban has taken over Kabul, and also for the inept handling of the Afghan evacuations. But across the Atlantic, everything just seems hunky-dory. The Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, is going about his day. He did have to face both the Congress and also the Senate. But 2 days of grilling is what they were subjected to. And the question, of course, is this action enough, or will there be more action that will be taken for this botched pullout? As for the U.S. Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin has even refused to appear before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. A top Democrat even threatened to subpoena him to explain to the administration's chaotic withdrawal. Now, Austin would have faced some crucial questions that still remain unanswered by the Americans, especially have a military that the Americans had spent almost about $2 trillion in setting up in Afghanistan fell within a matter of a few days. Now, another would be about the drone strike that has resulted in the killings of 10 civilians by the American forces. Now, these are questions that the American administration should be answering. But instead, it is dodging these questions and is now moved on into another region, the Indo-Pacific. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.